since we arrived in Jeju, it has been especially windy. So a lot of my hairstyles I've been trying to do are for windy hair. And if you're driving with the car windows down or just walking down the street in Jeju, your hair somehow ends up inside of your mouth. And I have really long hair. I've like inhaled an entire strand and you're like, so I'm gonna be actually doing 2 flat braids today. Chic and warrior, punky princess kind of look. Okay, roughly parted. So stage 1 is gonna be the puff in the center, which I'm gonna be gluing down with, this is like my favorite stuff and no one ever seems to know it exists. It's spiking glue, it's water resistant, so when I put it in, it'll keep it from moving in the wind at all. I'm just gonna take a handful of the front of my hair here, just kind of grabbing the front of it. Not very organized at all. What I wanna do is keep this part down and this part down, and I'm just gonna pull it up. If you don't have a fringe, you don't need to do this part. I'm gonna grab it like this, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a tiny twist, and then push it forward with a pin so that it has like a kind of puffy look to it. Securing with a zip-bobby pin. So there's my front part all nice and puffed. Instead of doing a French braid where you take hair from every side and add it in, I'm just gonna be adding from one side consistently. So I'm gonna braid this way and just keep adding hair from down here so that I'm kind of pulling it up. Braid conversation is the worst because you never understand what somebody's saying until you do it yourself. Okay, so I'm starting with the front part of my hair like this. I'm gonna braid it like normal, and then I'm gonna be grabbing with my thumb like this and kind of gathering the next part of hair, and I'm gonna go down my head like that until it's all gone. First strand, I'm just gonna do this part here. I'm gonna pull it up and join it in with the rest of this braid. This is the French braid part of this. At this part, we're just going to continue with the normal braid. My arms! Oh my god, my arms are gonna fall off. I love when you watch the shows that do this, everyone's just like, and then just braid your hair, and no one cares. Meanwhile, I'm like on fire. It's like a full workout. This is absurd. I find it helpful for measurement rather than just grabbing the hair. I take my thumb and I drag it up over my side shape as if I still had hair there, and then I know kind of like what section I'm doing. I also find it really helpful to have a brush on hand because my hair is so long that the strands like intertwine and you can't tell which strand you're using. So like right now, I feel like there's like a lump in here, so I'm just gonna brush that straight out. Okay, now that we got to this point, we have a couple of options. First of all, damn you, tiny single strand! That's fine, that's fine. Doesn't want to look perfect anyways. So here are a couple options. Because we did like a half French braid instead of the full one, we have kind of like this ridge sticking out. You guys see how there's like this ridge? And you're able to actually kind of puff that part out a little bit more to give it some more texture. This part of the ridge, not the part that's braided in, but this top part, you can actually just kind of gently tug the edge. You can leave your hair just like this, but you can also do those really cool like half circle back braids. I can go like this and like this. And I could actually pull this up and pin it and make myself like a hair crown. And I could do the same thing with a spiral. So I could just spiral this into the center and then just kind of pin this in and cover it with like a cute flower like that. You could even just take these two and make them into buns at this point. I could pin them up like this. And I could just pin it under. Pretty cool, right? Like that. So option number 4 is that you can take these 2 braids and you can actually pull them up together like this, and you can pin them underneath here and all the way down to the bottom until you form kind of like a single dragon spine in the back of your hair, and then take out these 2 elastics and just tie them off as one. So it'll look like one really cool braid. 4 different hairstyles you can do in one go. I'm just gonna add some gel now and smooth it down, and then I'm finished.